Previously on the Everyday University
Do you
podcast.
think the kids will be proud of their father playing this role?
The family has expectations
Okay.
of who you should become.
As a man with some of the needs that you know that we need.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you meet up with those?
There is nothing that I need out there that my left hand cannot do.
Do you think that playing this character, people think different things about your sexuality or your orientation?
Yeah, I think they do think
Yeah.
about that. Some have expressed it publicly, clearly.
Like reached out to you directly on social media?
Social media, especially. It's difficult for anybody to reach out to me with that kind of audacity.
Yes.
But but definitely people have made those comments. It's really not a problem for me. I did not get into comedy being oblivious to the culture and the stereotypes and all of that exist. And it really did not bother me because it was like, so what if I were even, it has nothing to do with the comedy. Really, are you laughing? That's the point.
Yeah.
Are you laughing? So it wasn't really, I have never really, I think people think that when they do that, you sit and you brood over it. I have never really, because I'm a very introspective person. I do not go into anything. I'm very introspective, very intentional.
Yeah.
I did not go into that without looking
Knowing
through
some of those
doing
odds.
all of that. Like, I would have been a very stupid person to, and if I had gone there, afraid of criticism and the conceptions and misconceptions that might come with it, then I would not be doing it again. I would have signed out a long time ago. So, no.
Have there been, what is the worst comment you've had online that can get you really mad, even though you know how to handle it?
It's no longer annoying to me because this person, I really cannot dignify him by calling his name.
Yeah.
But it got under my skin not because he was criticizing, because he had been doing it. He was more like a troll doing it, so practically obsessed with me, which is a fine line between hate and love.
Yes.
Sometimes it's obsession, right? It's extreme love. But it was that he said something about the fact that in me dressing like that, I would use that to condition children into homosexuality and abuse them. And now that I say it, is getting me angry because everybody who knows me knows my advocacy against the abuse of children.
Yes.
And my entire work really has really been the defense of that.
Yeah.
And so it really pissed me. That really pissed me because that was a height of insensitivity and immorality for anybody to say that. Yeah. Because that was the essence of my own struggles, of making sure children are not abused.
Yeah.
You know, in the Anglophone crisis, I worked with children to make sure that they could have an education. I've done that. I'm very passionate about it. Yeah. So for anybody to talk about indoctrination and put it in terms of abuse of children, that was really stretching it. And the person tied it not to me, but to the Aunty Felicia Foundation, and said I created a foundation to use it as kind of mind control to abuse children. And now to me it was like, what kind of overreach is this? What kind of smallness in a person makes a person to do this? Because it was more, and I did not realize at the time that it was more a projection of who the person was. Most likely a child abuser, I would say that unapologetically, and was projecting it. Because how do you think to that extent about a foundation that is meant to send children to school? So it was really, that was a time that really got under my skin. And as I said, you know that I don't get but it really pissed me off. And I took that case to court. Gilbert knew. Gilbert knew. I took it to court, filed a complaint. I still have it. I can give you the case. I had all of that. And my wife told me to stop, to leave it. So that's why I left it. But that was really annoying. It was really annoying.
Wow.
And this person had never really succeeded in getting, the person had trolled me in every way. And I really never bothered about it. It really didn't mean anything because even on the surface of it, he does not look good. So it was like the external ugliness was a reflection of the internal ugliness. So just not go there.
That's deep. That right there, that's deep. What about comments that are tied to, has someone ever just directly called you like, hey, for playing this character you are gay? Has anybody
No,
ever?
people do not have the audacity to say that
Yeah.
to me.
Yes.
I don't. I think that there's some kind of respect that people have,
Yeah.
even when they have disagreements. That they will not bring it to me. Do I think that they are whispers and all of that? Yes, I do. I'm not oblivious.
Yeah.
I can get into a room and even know that somebody is saying this.
Yeah.
But again, I cannot control what people think. I really cannot. And I'm not on a mission to do that. I'm on a mission to make people laugh.
Correct.
If you cannot laugh at what I'm doing, it's not your cup of tea, fine.
Right.
You would always find some way that you can, or something that you can laugh at, or not laugh at and remain miserable. But for me, particularly, it's really about the people who gravitate towards the art and all that. So I really do not focus on those who don't find it interesting. Because again, this is also acquired taste. There are people who will not just find it that way, you know.
Wow.
Comedy, it's some people will not get it, some people will not like it. It's fine. But I like somebody who says, I don't like the humor, I don't like that, you know. I don't even like a man presenting as a woman than to say I'm not funny. I am damn funny.
That's interesting to say. Yeah. But all these social media trolls or people's perceptions about your sexuality or your orientation, it has never in any way affected any deal that you might have wanted in future and things like that.
It might have. And I think it has.
Okay.
I am blessed I'm very blessed, very. And I've had a lot of opportunities that many people doing similar career, I'm saying comedy, not comedy, might not have had. I don't know if I deserve all the opportunities, but I've been very blessed. So, and I'm the type of person who counts my blessings and don't really focus on the ones I did not have. But do I think that there have been places where I think I've missed an opportunity because someone thought this, someone interpreted it as this? Yes, but my interpretation also is that it was never really meant for me, without which all of that would not have. Because there have also been places where people have actively fought against me getting something.
Ooh.
And it did not work. I got it, you know. So to me, it's not really, I don't really bother about that as such. Because if you're too good, people really cannot, they can do a lot, but you still get to get into the rooms that matter. You still get to get the connections that matter. And I'm not a slave to money. So if you look at it only in terms of money, then there are places where, I've lost that. You know, I've lost contracts, I've heard things, and you're like, okay, fine. But then I've got bigger things.
Wow.
There are things which I've lost, and I'm like, man, this is the end of it.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that comes is like 8 times bigger than that.
Ooh.
You know, so and the support I've received, the way I think about it, and I think that for every artist, it's a training that you should have in your mind. You cannot have almost like 500,000 people happy about your work, guffawing about your work, making you travel left, right, center.
Yeah.
And then you're only focused on the 1, 2, 3 people who don't like it. Like, that's really glass half filled type of mentality. And I don't look at things like that. Yeah.
Wow. In most of those deals those you probably lost, did you have to like try to explain yourself?
No.
You just
And I've never had to explain myself. I remember there was a particular MCing gig that I was supposed to get.
Yeah.
And this person said, oh, he doesn't like the fact that I dress as a comedy. This was as a woman.
Yeah.
And this was not directly to me. He was talking to another person why I should not be taken. And it was like, I was not supposed to MC as Aunty Felicia. I was supposed to MC as myself.
Yes.
How is that even related to this? And I'm a good MC.
Yes.
This is what you want. And the thing is, he was so forceful, but also very influential in that space that I did not get the thing. But the surprising thing is the person he was arguing with, the person then recommended me to some other thing that paid me way better. And it was a better opportunity for me and all that. So God has his ways, his or her way of working.
Close window, open door.
Yes. So, but yes, I've had that. I've lost that. And sometimes the frustrating thing what can be frustrating about this is you might not know what you might have lost, which would have been which is very big. You might not know. I might never get to know some of the things I've lost because of that. So I don't just bother about it.
Based on that, what advice can you give people out there, especially about crafts of this matter? what advice can you actually pass out to the upcoming generation on how to handle situations like this?
Don't be entitled. Don't be entitled to approval. Do your art because you believe in it. Don't do it because you're seeking the approval of everybody. Is it good to have approval? It's kind of audience rating of your work. Yes, it's good. But if only external validation is what makes you continue doing something, then you will stop quite early. Because, you meet roadblocks, you face criticisms, you meet all of that. And what keeps you going is the burning passion and the love you have for what you're doing. I mean, in this, our craft, there are times when, you're here, and then sometimes the engagement just goes down to zero, and you start questioning yourself whether you run your course, you've run your course, and there is nothing else that you can do. Then you keep going because you're passionate about it, and it just comes back up. And yes, it's just about passion, and don't feel entitled. The one thing that has guided me throughout is that I've never felt entitled that people must support me, people must endorse my work, but I'm grateful for everybody who does.
Wow.
Really grateful for everybody who does. And those who meet me know that, because I take out time to really appreciate them for it. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, thank you for giving us all that explanation. Now, before creating Aunty Felicia character, I know the Aunty Felicia character took you to the roof when it comes to. Do you think that if you had not created the Aunty Felicia character, you still would have been this successful?
Yes and no. I think that I think there is a beauty about Aunty Felicia.
Okay.
You can relate to it. There's a reality about it that pulls people in. I also do think that the costume is part of the comedy. And people might think that I randomly just want to wear a costume. No. I also know, as someone who has deeply studied literature, as a student of literature and culture and all of that, that costume has always been part of comedy.
Okay.
If you do read the Shakespearean plays and all of that, costume in itself was a form of comedy. Disguise, jesters, and all that use costume for entertainment. Even in Cameroonian comedy, the likes of Chop Chop and Fingo Chalala and all of that used comedy. And in fact, even in football, the fan clubs, you had our Gando and all of that. That was costume and all of that, the caricatures and all that. They use it, they enhance the comedy, they are enhancements to the comedy. It is not detached from the comedy, but in itself, it's not comedy alone, right? So I understand all of that and understand the appeal that it has for the comedy. And in me wearing the costume and creating Aunty Felicia to fit into that space, I do not know if I'd done it without it, whether it would have been as successful as it is. But then I can bet on myself that I could have succeeded. I don't know how successful I'd have been, but I would have succeeded. Because this is not my first foray into something. I did Freaky Table. I did On Field. I was successful in all of those things that I did.
Wow.
Very successful. I ran Freaky Table. I was kind of a default comedian on that set. As myself. And those who know me know that I have a very interesting way of delivering my stuff. So I would have done it. Now, do I think that there is an extra element that creating Aunty Felicia made it successful? Yes, but who receives the recognition for creating that? So it's a cyclical argument because it comes back to me.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. I mean, thank you for letting us know that. So now, do you think there's anything that you would never do for comedy, even if it makes you go viral?
Mental health. So people who are dealing with intellectual and mental disabilities, I'll never make fun of it. The popularity of the persona, where people are only interested in seeing Aunty Felicia and not necessarily me, makes it difficult for me to break out and do what I want to do as myself. And the truth is, there are things I cannot share as Aunty Felicia.
I just want to take this moment to give a big thank you to all our subscribers out there and all those following us on all the different social media platforms. Your support is not going unnoticed. We just want to say a big thank you. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, we would still love your support. All you need to do is to click on that subscribe button and hit the bell to make sure that whenever we post a new session, you will be signaled immediately. We equally noticed that some of you had difficulties to subscribe, All you need to do is to make sure that you have a Google account, sign in, and you will be able to subscribe. If you have difficulties, please drop those difficulties in the comment section, and we will come and help you wherever you are or give you directions. Once again, thank you. We look forward to bringing you the best on the Everyday University podcast. See you.